Namaste yogis, welcome. Thank you so much for watching. So for today's restorative practice, we are going against the wall. So if you want to bring the short end of your mat near the wall and then have the rest of your props handy. You may use a chair for this practice, you may not. If you have your bolster, I will give you a few variations and then you decide whether you use your bolster or your chair or both. Have all of your props at hand just in case. And one of the blankets, we're gonna make our noodle, the long noodle that we use to put along the spine. So remember that if you have a towel or a blanket, you want to bring it just about this size. And then from the long end, you're gonna start turning, folding it into rolling it. Yeah. And if you want to get a deeper massage on your back, you go and tighten that roll. If you don't want something too deep, then just make it softer. Watch for the creases as you go. Try not to let all those creases build up, or otherwise they start digging on your skin. Perfect. So, well, not perfect, but good enough. So this roll, you're going to place it near the wall, but not all the way against it. So usually when we play with this roll, we place it right in the tailbone, and then we allow the whole spine to be on the roll. For this one, it's not going to be like that. So I'm going to do it sideways, and then you can see what I mean. So you're going to sit on the floor and lay back so that it is supporting your lower back, maybe your sacrum, but you release your tailbone on the ground so that you still have that gentle arch. And you want the roll all along the spine, so your head should be supported by the roll. If it feels like your head is falling back for some of us, because it will promote the lordosis of your lumbar spine, some of us will find that it's also creating that lordosis on the cervical spine. So if that is the case, take a blanket and place it under the head and just make sure you feel good. Okay, so this is how it goes on your back, but then now we have to get on the wall and get our legs up. This is gonna be fun. All right, so fun for you to watch maybe, because I'm not so, we'll see. Maybe I am. I won't say it. Okay, so you're gonna go on the edge of your yoga mat. My goodness, it's one of those days. And get your back and your buttocks against the wall and just go towards the edge of the mat. So you want to make sure you place the blanket far enough so that you can have your buttocks on the floor. Then extend your bottom arm on the mat, and then you're going to roll up and adjust. Now, some of you will go straight onto the wall and it will feel fine. Some of you that won't feel so good. So you can walk your body back and you can move sideways and get your blanket higher so that it is right where you need it to support you. I didn't go so close to the wall, so I'm going to do it again. And then my blanket. See, I told you it was going to be fun to watch. Oh yeah, by the way, you want your strap handy. And then maybe lift and release so that your blanket is there. So remember, you don't have to have your legs fully against the wall. Some of you will, some of you that will feel good, some of you that will feel awful. So please do listen to your body. You can bend your knees and let them relax your thighs towards your belly. If you have a pillow, a bolster, something that you want to put under the knees for extra support instead of working too hard on extending the hamstrings, you can do this too. This feels really nice. And if you know that your knees are going to start flaring, we don't want them to do that right away. So we want to start neutral to the best of our ability. So if you could have your strap around your legs just to prevent your knees from going too wide. You can let them be about 2 feet distance apart. Make sure that your blanket under your back feels okay, that it's not too high, it's not digging in your skin, and it's not exaggerating your back arch. You want to feel relaxed. You will feel some demand, but in a way that it feels good. You don't want to overdo it. Now for your arm position, you can rest your hands by your sides, palms facing up. You can bring your arm in A-frame or at a T position or V shape or any letter of the alphabet that you want. You can bring your arms at a goalpost posture, whatever works for you. If you bring your arms at a goalpost posture, this is going to put a little more demand on your upper body, on your upper back and chest, and just notice what works. And once you have settled down onto your pose, it might take you a little bit, maybe you're already there. Once you get to that position, start checking in. Notice if this feels okay for your legs, for your hips. Notice if your lower back is okay here with the blanket. You can, remember, flatten the blanket and just have a little, a softer support. And take your time. We're not rushing here. And once you get into that position, you find your arm position, move your head side to side until you find that perfect spot at the back of the neck, of the head that will support your neck into alignment with the rest of your spine. Close your eyes and just start breathing deeply. And with every exhalation, you let your body sink onto the floor from the hips. Relax your toes, your foot soles. Relax the top of your feet. Relax your ankles. Relax your lower legs. Relax your knees. Relax your thighs. Allow your buttocks to be relaxed. Relax your hips and your shoulders. So your shoulders may or may not be touching the floor. It all depends how thick your prop is under your spine. But even if they are not touching, they are both falling back, and try to find that place where you feel balanced. Make sure that your arm position is not pinching your shoulders. Relax them, relax your arms and your hands. And allow your fingers to curl naturally into your palms. No tension or effort, just relaxation. And then begin with the deep belly breaths whenever possible. Rising. Falling. Rising, thinking on your belly, feeling up, and your rib cage sinking, getting lost because the belly is sticking out more than the rib cage. Then fill up your chest, feel the expansion of your upper back, of your shoulders, and exhale, let all the air go from chest to belly. Rising as you inhale. Falling as you exhale. Find your rhythm. Notice the sensations of your breath, the length, the pace. You may bring your thumbs inside your palms and wrap it with your fingers for Adi Mudra. Thumbs inside your fists. The mudra is firm, but we're making sure of not tensing the hand, not tensing the thumb. And notice if that changes the quality of your breath. You can expect your exhalations naturally become longer when you practice Adi Mudra. It is a grounding hand position. It clears the body from that apanic energy, sending all the stuff that you don't need anymore in your being, all that energy that gets stuck. So just release it through the exhalation. We'll take one more breath here, full deep breath. When you're ready, release your mudra and bring your hands by your hips, palms facing up. Observe your breath. On your next breath, bring your hands to hold your elbows. If this is too much, you can hold onto your forearms, your wrists. And we're just gonna go on to some movement side to side. You can move at your own pace. You may go into circular motion of your arms. Keep holding and move them on the opposite direction. Breathe deeply as you do this. So you don't have to breathe at the pace of the movement. You can breathe slowly if you need just a faster motion today. You can move your arms up and down and just getting that massage across the upper back, the stretch through the shoulders. If you work your arms in circular motion, you want to make sure that you do the same thing on the opposite side. And when you're ready, come back to center, release your arms, take a few moments, observe. And notice the sensations of your back. Now when you are ready, you're gonna bring your bolster, gonna put it out of the way and extend your legs. So once again, some of you might be touching the wall and some of you won't. So don't make it a goal, just make sure this feels good on your back and your hips. This can be very intense if you force yourself against the wall, so please watch it. Close your eyes and breathe. When you are ready and on your next breath, you're gonna free yourself, free your legs. So take your strap out of the way. Keep your left leg against the wall, and on your next inhalation, start moving your right leg down. And so you're just gonna find a place that will work for your hips. Try to keep your hips balanced on the floor. You can bring your hands on your hips if you wish. And relax here, breathe. Once you find that place that works for you, stay there and breathe deeply. With every breath, you let go maybe a little more, so you don't go to a place that hurts. You find that position that is supportive, and once you find it, relax and breathe again. Finding that stretch that works for you with every exhalation. You reassess if you have gone too far. You can bring the leg higher. You can bend that top knee if it's too much. You can bend both knees. As a matter of fact, just make sure that it feels right. We're gonna take 2 more breaths here, full deep breaths. And on your next breath, when you are ready, very mindfully bring that right leg back up. You can bend the knee. You can help it with your arm if you like. Return to center, adjust, and take a few moments and observe. And of course, what we did on one side, we'll do on the other side. When you are ready, start bringing that left leg out to the left. And you stop whenever your body tells you to. Breathe deeply. And just allow the leg to continue to move down with every breath. And once you find that edge that works for you, breathe there. You don't want to go to a place where it's too intense, so please watch it. Try to keep your right glute on the floor. If you want to place a prop under your leg, the left leg, for extra support once you find the place that works for you, you are welcome to do that. If you want to work with gravity and just let your leg keep going, if it feels safe on your hip, then you can take it on to a deeper stretch. Make sure that once more your hips are not pinching or torquing, your back feels good, and that your breath is flowing with ease. You are welcome to bend your knees to give yourself a little more space for your back to stay nice and neutral. And you check with every exhalation. See if your body wants to go a little deeper, but don't make it a goal. I'm gonna take 2 more breaths here, full deep breaths. And when you're ready, you may help that left knee up. You can bend it more and bring it back to center. Move your legs, relax, observe. Hands by your sides, palms facing up. On your next breath, and when you are ready, you're gonna bring both legs out to the sides and find that place that works for you. You can hold the outside of your legs with your hands if you find that you're going too far. If your legs allows you for more and then you want more, remember you can always bend your knees. You don't have to be fully extended. And find a place that works for you and then relax. It is an intense stretch because, well, gravity is taking over, the weight of our legs is allowing the deeper stretch, and maybe your hips are not up for that today. So if you don't feel this feels right on your groin or your inner thighs or your hips or anywhere in your body, remember that you have the option to bend the knees and bring your legs a little higher until you find just a place where you feel the hip opening happening, but not straining. Some of you, on the other hand, might feel the stretch, it feels really good. So if that's the case, just try to let your legs go with every exhalation. Some of you can rest the hands without pushing. You may rest the hands on your inner thighs. And sometimes that feels good for grounding. You can rest your hands on your hips. It's also a very grounding sensation. Or on your rib cage, especially if you know that your rib cage tend to flare. Just find a position to rest your hands on your body and breathe deeply. Relax your feet, your legs. Relax your glutes, your hips. Relax your back, your neck, your jaw, your face. Feel the weight of your shoulders, feel the weight of your arms. Deepen your breath. We'll take one more breath here, full deep breath. And when you're ready, with control, with your hands, maybe place them behind your knees, behind your thighs. Bend your knees and slowly help your legs back up. Shake the tension off, move your feet side to side. You can rotate. Hands by your sides, palms up, observe. We are going to change this, the blanket. So be mindful when you move. We're gonna bend your knees and bring your foot soles on the wall and move towards your side, your favorite side. Let your knees slide to the side. And then from there, bring your hands to take your roll. Don't undo it. We're going to place it under the lower back. So when you're ready, you're gonna come up slightly, bring your your blanket across the mat. Have the other blanket handy in case you still want it for your head, for the back of the head. Now your upper back is landing on the floor. Your legs are still against the wall. Once you are ready, you're gonna come back up. Bring your arms at a T position, palms facing up. And have your bolster and extra blankets handy because you might need them, you may don't, but just in case, all right? So when you are ready, you're gonna bend the knees and bring your foot soles again to the wall, but this time you're gonna keep your shoulders on the ground. So the first time we went all to the side, now we're just going to let the pelvis go towards the right and allow those knees to go to the floor. If you need to place a prop under your legs, if they don't comfortably get to the floor, you can have a bolster, you can have blankets under that leg for extra support. Or if it easily goes to the ground, we're gonna do that. Then make sure the left shoulder stays on the floor. From here, extend your legs on the mat, on the floor, along the wall as well. So try to stack your hips. Bring your left arm, reach away from the toes. Feel the stretch happening through that hip. And then maybe play around with the position of the left arm. So you can keep it at a T position, but you'll notice that if you bring your arm a little higher, you are going to get a deeper extension through your hip. So then find that position of the left arm that supports your hip, your side, your shoulder, and stay there and breathe. Try to stack your feet if it works for you. Gaze can be towards the left. Breathe through the left side and feel every time you exhale the stimulation on the right side as your body sinks on the blanket. If you need that extra support under the head, you have the extra blanket, or if you have a block, you can place it under the head. If you like the work of the mudras, maybe go on to Gyan Mudra, thumbs and index touching, extending all 3 fingers. Take one more breath here, full deep breath. Bring your left arm back to a T position. You may release your mudra. Bend your knees, bring your foot soles back to the wall, and slowly start walking your feet back to center. Extend your legs. You can readjust your blanket if needed. And we're gonna do the same thing on the other side. So when you are ready, T position of the arms, feet on the wall, walk them now towards the left. And remember, you can have something under if they don't go all the way down to the wall. And if they do, just let them go down and then maybe extend your legs. And once you get onto your position, see if you can stack your hips, your knees, your ankles. You might notice that the top leg is shorter. And see if you can bring your joints to stack, but keep that opposite shoulder on the floor. Extend your arm maybe at a T position, maybe bring your arm a little higher. So remember, it's all about what feels right on your shoulder. Don't let it pinch. And once you find your position, maybe go onto your mudras, Gyan Mudra. Gaze maybe to the right, breathe. Deep breathing. Don't let your mind wander. On your next breath, bring your arm at a T position, your right arm. Release your mudra, bend your knees, return your feet on the wall, and then start bringing your legs back up. Readjust your blanket if you need to, and observe. Bring your right knee towards the chest and relax your foot against the wall. Keep your arms by your sides. You can bring your arms overhead, a V shape, and just pay attention what feels right for the shoulders and do that. Don't let your knee flare just yet. Keep your knee pointing straight forward and allow your belly to press against your thigh. Your extended leg is still relaxed. Breathe deeply. Both glutes are touching the floor. If the blanket is too much, remember you can soften the blanket, make it thinner. Same idea, or just take it out if it feels better for you. Breathing deeply against the thigh, expand. And release. When you're ready, you're going to mindfully move your foot sole against your inner thigh and let your knee go out to the side. So it's like if you were in Janu Sirsasana, or you can think about your legs going in three pose. Keep your arms relaxed, keep your hips on the floor, breathe deeply. On your next breath, gonna bring your knee back to center, foot sole on the wall. Extend your leg, shake the tension off, breathe. Other side. So when you're ready, bend the left knee, foot sole goes to the wall, adjust your foot so that, try to keep that knee balanced with the hip, try not to let it flare. Each side feels different. Make sure that your blanket is well positioned and it's not bothering your back, but is supporting it instead. Relax and breathe. Breathing against the thigh, like in Paschimottanasana or the wind reliever. On your next breath, bring your foot sole against the inner thigh and let your knee flare out. You don't have to touch the wall with the knee, you may. And just make sure that your foot is either above or below the knee. Relax and observe. Deep breathing here. When you are ready, with control, bring your knee back up, extend your leg, observe. Finally, both legs, bend your knees, bring your foot soles against the wall. Once again, adjust your blanket if needed. And try to keep about fist or 2 fist distance between your knees and your big toes, heels slightly wider apart. Relax your neck, relax your hands, and maybe your knees want to flare, so try to contain your knees. You can use your hands, you can use your strap if it's too much for you to hold. We're not staying here for too long. You want to bring your feet not so low, just enough that you can keep your tailbone touching the ground and that your knees are not giving into that external rotation of the hip. So watch for that, breathe. This is not necessarily a passive pose, as some of you are already feeling your hip flexors stocking. And just try to breathe into your back body. Try to keep your feet relaxed. And think about all that energy that you are creating by containing your hips and neutralizing them. Use your breath to release and ground. Letting go of all tension, releasing the tailbone on the floor. When you are ready, heel to your feet together, bring your foot soles together, and let your knees flare. Going onto this butterfly position on the wall. Your knees don't have to touch the wall. Send your tailbone down. Reach your arms either overhead or a V shape or anywhere that feels right for you. Notice the back, notice the shoulders, let them ground. Observe your breath. Make sure that your knees are not complaining here, so if so, adjust to a butterfly position that feels better in your hips and knees. You can move the inner edges of your feet together and you can allow your foot soles to open up. If you want to make it more active, you can bring your foot soles to touch, move your toes away from you. Your knees most likely won't go all the way to the wall. So check which one works for you today. Relax and breathe, or find some engagement and breathe. We'll take one more breath here, full deep breath. When you are ready and with control, feet go up, knees come together, extend your legs and shake the tension off. We're going out of the wall, so when you're ready, go onto your side and lay on your fetal position. Take a few moments here. Breathing deeply. Use your top hand to very slowly help yourself up on your next exhalation. And once you come up onto your seated position, you can take your noodle to support your knees, and you can take the blanket that you had under your head to support your hips. From here, we're gonna go onto a stretch, hinging forward from the seated position. So when you're ready with your blanket under the knees, you don't go too wide, and you want to make sure that the flesh is on the blanket, the other blanket, so your pelvis can tilt forward with your back and you're not putting any pressure on your lumbar spine. You can have your pillow and place it close to you and allow yourself to go forward and relax once you find your position. You could have your chair in front of you instead. And once more, hinge at the hips and relax down. You could also have your pillow or your bolster on top of the chair if you want a less intense stretch. So remember, I told you could use the chair and the bolster or just one or the other. So find the one that works for you. We're not staying here for too long. Just make sure that you can feel the stretch through the hamstrings, but no pressure on your back. You can stack your hands under the forehead and breathe. You can interlace your fingers and rest, extend your thumbs and rest your forehead against your thumbs. Make sure that if you choose a mudra, you're not tensing. It's firm but not tense. Don't let your mind wander. Breathe deeply. We're going to take one more breath here, full deep breath. And mindfully, you can use your hands, place them on the floor or on your chair, and slowly bring yourself back up to an upright. Put your props aside, cross your legs. You can keep the blanket under the knees if you like, or have one blanket under each knee. And find your seated position. So cross-legged position, Sukhasana. You can sit on your heels. Just make sure this feels right. And allow your shoulders to land right over the hips. Your back may be against the wall. You don't have to. If you need that extra support, feel free to go right against it. But make sure that you keep that arch on your back. Hands on your thighs, palms down, close your eyes, press the crown of the head up and observe. I'm gonna take one more breath, full deep breath. And on your next exhalation, begin rotating your body towards the right. If you are against the wall, just move slightly away from it. Rotate your torso to the right and bring your left hand to your right thigh. Breathe. You don't have to go too deep into the stretch. Just find a place that works for you. Or you can move your chin across the collarbone side to side, just to find a nice stretch on your neck. I'm gonna take one more breath here, full deep breath. And we're gonna counter stretch. On your next inhalation, come back to center. As you exhale, rotate to the left, hold the thigh with the opposite hand, but instead of staying here, we're gonna gently side bend towards the right. You can keep your hand on your hip, you can bring it on your lower back with your palm facing away. If you choose, you can once again massage your neck, stretch it, move mindfully. You might find points of tension you can hold and move on the spot. You can also control the stretch by pushing the left shoulder away from the left ear as you gently move your head. And that will show you other edges where you can extend and find space. Breathe. We're gonna take one more breath, full deep breath. And you can place your right hand under the shoulder to slowly help yourself back up. Shoulders back and down, extend your legs, shake the tension off, and we're gonna cross the legs the other way to do our twist on the other side. So when you are ready, gonna lengthen through the spine and rotate your torso to the left and bring your right hand to your left thigh and bring your left hand by your hip. You can bring your gaze back towards the wall if that feels right. Remember, you can stretch your neck by moving your head, and you can control the stretch by pushing that shoulder, right shoulder, away from the right ear. Don't tense your jaw. The movement of the jaw will also help you with the stretch of your neck. Notice. You can keep your gaze back on the wall depending what the neck is saying. Just make sure you're breathing deeply. The next time you inhale, very mindfully, you're gonna return to center with your gaze, your torso. Rotate to the other side. As you exhale, gentle twist and bring your left hand to your right thigh. Side bend to your left this time. So remember, you can keep your right hand on your hip, or you can bring your hand on your lower back. Palm facing towards the wall. Maybe you massage your neck once more here. I'm gonna take one more breath here, full deep breath. And with control, bring your left hand on the floor to help yourself up. Bring your head back to center. Release your right arm and relax your shoulders back and down. You can extend your legs and shake the tension off, and then find your comfortable Sukhasana. So that might be right leg in front, maybe go onto your different seated position. You can sit on a chair. You can sit really in any way that feels right. You can go right against the wall again if you like that sensation of having your back against the wall for the extra support. And keep your shoulders away from the ears. Try to ground your legs, your seat bones. Just work on getting your shoulders right above the hips. Relax your jaw and your face. Keep your eyes softly closed. Watch the breath, don't let your mind wander. If you want a mudra, you can do Gyan Mudra or Hakini Mudra, your fingertips together. You can rest your hands against your sternum or keep your hands on your legs, palms up or down, whichever works. Just try to focus on your breath. Rising and falling. You may roll your eyes to the third eye, the space between the eyebrows, or towards the top of the head, the crown chakra. You can continue to work here on your mindfulness meditation if you like, observing the breath. No need to control it, just watching as it comes and it goes. Noticing the thoughts as they come and go and trying to just acknowledge them and then return to the breath with gentleness. You can pause the video and stay here with this practice for as long as you like. Otherwise, we're going to take 2 more breaths here. Reconnecting with our bodies. Bringing the awareness into this space where we are right now. And just tuck your chin onto your chest and blink your eyes open, gaze forward, relax your shoulders, extend your legs, and release all tension. We're gonna move onto our backs. I will go sideways so that we can, like, I feel like I'm giving you my back when I'm on the wall, although I'm not, but still it feels like I am. Or maybe I am, I don't know. So you're gonna lay down on your back, on your Shavasana. But before Shavasana, we're gonna do one more thing. So once you are on your Shavasana, just become aware of your back. Notice any sensations. How close to the floor do you feel on your back? And I'd like us to go onto an active pose before we end up with our final asana. So bring your foot soles on the floor and have your toes about 2 fist distance apart, 1 to 2 fist distance apart. Same with your knees. Bend your elbows and bring them by your rib cage, as close to your rib cage as you can, and close your hands into fists for Merudanda Mudra. Your thumbs are extended. Now watch for your neck. If you need a blanket under the head, it's fine, but make sure it's thin. You don't want something thick. Press your heels onto the floor. Press the balls of the feet onto the floor. And the next time you exhale, press the small of the back on the floor. Squeeze your buttocks. Press your elbows on the floor and lift. And so this might serve you as a back bend depending on your back. You may bring the elbows even closer to your body and press them gently down. Make sure this is not upsetting your neck. Keep pressing your heels down. Keep activating those feet so your arches are lifted. Don't let your knees flare. Breathe. And you can allow your rib cage this time to lift. You can allow your chest to come close to the chin. And although you are extending your cervical spine, it is not flat on the floor. Your gaze can be up or slightly behind you. We're going to take 3 breaths here. One more breath. With control, as you inhale, release your hips on the ground. And as you exhale, release your hands by your sides. You can go into your butterfly position if your body likes that at the end of the practice, or you can go straight onto your Shavasana, since the last pose was your equalization. So whichever works. If you are in your butterfly position, you may take 3 more breaths there and meet us on Shavasana. And once you get onto your Shavasana, align your body on the floor, so you may readjust your head to elongate it. You can remember, you can pass your hands behind it, shoulder blades together and down. Push your heels away from you, squeeze your bum and then release, and just allow your body to be heavy. Reconnect with your breath. So as you could tell, today's practice was about changing perceptions. Today we were working mostly from the wall, getting very well-known asanas done with the help of the wall. We were also mostly in inversions, although we allow the blood to return down every now and then, but mostly we were able to let the energy rise. So notice, how do you feel right now? Scan your body from bottom to top. You can stay on Shavasana for as long as you need. Otherwise, take 3 more breaths here. And on your next breath, wiggle your toes and fingers. Move your feet and your hands. Stretch your arms overhead and squeeze every muscle tight, 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 tense, stretch. And release. And we'll do it again. Flex or point your feet and squeeze every muscle, prune face. And relax, and let's do that again. Squeeze and tense and put all tensions into your hands. Squeeze, squeeze. And exhale, release. Bend your knees, bring your foot soles on the floor and move onto your side. Take a few moments once you get there. Use your top hand to help yourself up on your next exhalation. Find your comfortable seated position. You can sit with your props. Any seated position that's comfortable is fine. Bring your hands together at the center of the heart and relax your shoulders back and down. Don't let your mind wander. Really watch your breath here. Relax your face, your jaw. Let us take a breath together. Inhale, deeply expand. Exhale. Inhale to Om. Relax your jaw, your face. Inhale to the top of your lungs. Side out. Again, inhale. Side out. Last one, breathe in. Let all tension out. Tuck your chin onto your chest and blink your eyes open. Wrap your hands so that you create extra good vibes and shower yourself with them all around you and shake off tensions and stresses that you don't need. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful day, yogis. Namaste.